what will be our response? Okay, so we started with the sensors. So Henry and I think in the following way. So first, because the sensor that you got to have a laser, next to it within 10 kilometers. So first we identify those. So that's a special category. Okay, now currently there are not too many because they only have 7 those things. So we talk about a dozen, 12 plus another 5, so about 12. So that's a very small number for now. So for those targets, if they are laser protected, you take picture during peacetime. So that's our first suggestion.
Okay.
Because that's
Brian,
yeah.
You don't want to lose the audience here, and you may not have, but maybe give an example instead of talking a little in the conceptual mode. What is a target? What is a laser protected target? What might be one that you?
That's a very good point, Henry. Okay, okay.
I mean, you talk too abstractly. I don't know if
yes, I
people
will
understand what you're talking about.
John, I'm not General John Raymond. I can talk about it, and he cannot. Okay, so first, I'm not talking about the 2,000 satellites SpaceX sent up. Okay, I'm talking about those few. Okay, Henry can mention the name. I don't want to mention the name, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about high resolution, 10 centimeter resolution one. Okay, that we have very few of those. And
hey, let me say it. The Keyhole series, KH-11.
Right. Okay. You said it. I did not.
Right. These are spy satellites that are really expensive. They're in low Earth orbit and they're ours. Okay. Now that would be the target.
That would be the target. Now the other one.
Yeah, but it's a little confusing. Identify Chinese targets we want to take pictures of. What would they be? Maybe we want to use the KH-11 to take pictures of what?
Well,
give an example. For instance.
Okay, well, let me evade the question in the following way. Now we have many, planet and so forth. We have many with lower resolution ones. So to evade your question in the following way, if something that you don't need the resolution to be 10 centimeters, okay, you use those things that. And then the question you ask yourself that what thing that you want to see the fine print or the fine resolution that's 10 centimeters. Okay, so I don't want to mention any. In fact, I don't know.
Okay, but in other words, there are some targets on Chinese soil where you want very fine resolution to keep tabs on them.
Yes.
And what you want to do is take note of whether any of those things you need to keep tabs on have a laser within 10 kilometers of it.
Yes.
Okay, well, it's important to go over this so people know what this sentence means.
Okay, but you are right.
You can take over now.
Okay, but let me re-emphasize your point. So the Chinese also thinking, these things I don't want them. So they will, but next time even now, we'll go to the mobile one. This one currently is no big deal. I mean, there are only 5 of those guys, right? The 5 high power ones. Okay, so anyway, I cannot give you an example because that's too sensitive. Okay, and then the amazing is what we suggest are common sense. People just don't put it systematic and they don't use it. That's the frustration part. Then we say update imagery less frequently. Okay, of course. I mean, you don't do it, so that's obvious. And then use low resolution of imagery as much as possible. That's also obvious. Okay, now let me tell you the next one. Actually, they're doing a lot more, Henry. This is the next one. They say U.S. should secure imagery all needed resolutions using both commercial and military systems. Okay, since 2019, the tremendous increase of using commercial things to their contracts, all kinds of contracts. So that point, maybe not because of us, that's the point they are taking very seriously. Okay, the rest I have not heard anything. The last one is quite important, meaning that the U.S. should negotiate with China to prohibit the interference of national technical means, including sensor carrying satellite, just like what we agree with Russia. And then we can say a lot more that how we can get the Chinese in. And the way it goes, Chinese would never agree to it, but that would be good. Okay, now that goes to Henry's point. Henry's point is if we got our airlines to agree, you know, what things they cannot get into, that's very important because we have reason to protect those things and we have reason to say that so it's very important that we talk about we need something like that. If you don't agree, then we know you are in violation. So in that sense, it's very important. We have some norms. We know what's right and wrong. Okay, just like democracy and human rights. Okay, we have our own definition, and the Chinese and Russian, they wrote the 5,000 words before the February 24th, before the Ukraine one, and they redefine democracy, they redefine human rights. That's good, so that we can see the difference. So that's very important of having rules.